Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this has been a Intruder, and welcome to Fallout New Vegas Old World Blues with the Level 1 Naked Useless Survival Run, as Useless Steve takes on one of my favourite bits of DLC in all of gaming history with one of the most ludicrous rule sets I've ever come up with. But John, I hear you cry, not so useless Steve has been working really hard on being, not so useless. In fact, these days, he's fairly competent. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, Useless Steve has had a bit of a run of bad luck of late. First, there was that highly inadvisable trip to the petting zoo. Then, of course, there was the ill-fated decision to go swimming, despite the fact Useless Steve doesn't know how to swim. And you know what? Let's not even mention the cactus accident, because Useless Steve really wants to put that whole unpleasantness behind him. The long and short of it is, Useless Steve finds himself back again at Doc Mitchell's house. And more importantly, he's back to being very much useless. Level 1, no XP whatsoever, together with, yes, 1 special across the board, and 5, the absolute bare minimum you can get away with in every single skill. So unfortunately, Useless Steve finds himself right back where he began. Including, of course, his terrible, terrible haircut that just doesn't really work with the lighting in this game whatsoever and doesn't quite actually, fit on his head properly. But, this time, Useless Steve's got plans, damn it. Saving the Mojave is not enough for him. Oh no, this time, he's just going to go and poke that weird satellite he saw. So, back at the satellite, and while we just wait for night to fall, let's go over the rules here. So, there are 4 constituent parts to this. So, part 1 of Level 1 Naked Useless Survival, you must be Level 1, but this is not Level 1 enough. No. We must have no XP whatsoever, but simply finding the satellite, because it's a location, gives you 10 XP, and I passed by Prim on my way here and diddly-diddly-dee. Basically, those 40 XP are completely unacceptable to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip into the console to reset that. So I'm going to use the command player.setLevel to boost my level to 2, then lower it down to 1. So if I just type in player.setLevel 1, I'm already 1, the game won't do anything. But if I boost my level to 2, and then immediately afterwards lower it back down to 1 again, there we go, back down to 0 XP. Lovely. Step 2. I have to be completely 100% naked. So even though you are allowed to actually bring stuff into Old World Blues with you, I will not be bringing anything. No aid, no apparel, no weapons, no ammo. Step 3. You must be useless. That means special of 1, all skills at 5. That I'll be handling through the player.modav console command. So had I started off with strength of 10, I would type in player.modav strength -9. Just do that to get all your special down to 1. And then of course, because the game doesn't let you leave Doc Mitchell's house until you've tagged 3 skills, lower those 3 skills by 15 as well. And there you go, a perfect useless character. And finally, step 4, survival. We will be playing with hardcore mode on, but I'm using a modified version of hardcore mode, which actually disables water, food, and sleep. Because, honestly, those aren't hard to keep filled up, it's just a mild annoyance. It's just, a chore you need to keep on top of. So, instead, what I need to keep in mind is, ammo has weight. That's going to be a problem with carry capacity as low as it is. And stimpaks are not instantaneous, they heal over time. So I cannot just pause and spam stimpaks. That does not work. So those are the 4 steps of Level 1 Naked Useless Survival. Let's flippin' go. And as midnight rolls up, the satellite comes to life and the eye is projected. Right, let's flippin' make this happen. And this is gonna be a nightmare. So, activate the crash satellite. Old World Blues is recommended for experienced couriers at level 15+. Okay, so obviously I'm not level 15+, I'm level 1. And to be honest, I'm not actually level 1 either, because if you factor in all the skill points that a level 1 character should have, because of, having more special stats than I've actually given myself, and the tag skills I've taken away from myself, I'm about level -7, give or take, in real terms. So okay, I'm significantly under what it expects me to be, and you will be able to take anything you carry with you. So Old World Blues' difficulty is balanced on the assumption you're going to be taking your favourite, most powerful toys into the DLC with you already. So I won't be doing that either. Basically, this is going to be good. Alright, I've got a plan. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan. And after all, who could turn down the atomic wonders of science? Let's go.
In the years before the Great War, Big Mountain had been the home to the brightest minds of the 21st century. Scientists of vision were drawn to the facility to tackle the greatest technological challenges of the era. They sought to create a new world, fueled by technology for the benefit of all mankind. Sonic emitters, space-age alloys, DNA hybridization, force field particle research, autodoc advances in cranial, cardiac, and trauma surgery. The hopes and dreams of a century became realities in the electronic forges of Big Mountain. The nucleus of this research was the Dome, a huge stone facility that held the labs of every science known to man. It was a think tank where no problem could not be solved, where no question could not be answered. The Great War brought a new energy to Big Mountain and its scientists. Although sheltered from the front lines, the scientists waged their own war, fighting their battles at the atomic level. Equations and calculations marched endlessly across chalkboards and computer terminals toward one solution: winning the war. For years, the minds and computers of Big Mountain were a blaze of trajectories, weapon schematics, and nuclear theories. The problems began to outpace the solutions, first geometrically, then exponentially. As the war escalated, so did the questions. On the night of October 23rd, 2077, the scientists received an answer that put all their questions to rest. In the aftermath, Big Mountain's silent experiments went to sleep, their creators slowly dying in the new world that had been left behind. And the great stone in the middle of the Big Empty lay untouched, filled with countless technological wonders. Wonders that, in the end, had been answers to the wrong question.
And here we go. Welcome to the Big Empty. Oh, Steve, we need to get you a hat, like, as fast as flipping possible. Here we go, flipping Old World Blues. Love it. And just by discovering this balcony, I end up with my first 10 XP in the whole flipping world. Got to love it. So, oh, Old World Blues. I bloody love Old World Blues. It's just the best. Absolutely marvellous. So, yeah, I think your stuff is in a chest that's round here, but I have no stuff, so that's absolutely a-okay. But yeah, from this point onwards, any form of looting whatsoever, 100% acceptable. And we're gonna be wanting to loot, to be honest. Like, you know, every single bit of Sunset, Sarsaparilla, whatever, that'll help out. Because bear in mind, right now, I've got literally no stim packs. No stim packs at all. Everything's gonna be beautiful. I do have 1 damage threshold. I'm not 100% sure how this has provided me with 1 damage threshold, but it is, and I will take it. Ah, there they are, the people who are going to be murdering me very, very soon indeed. Oh, I'm looking forward to that hugely. So, how do I stand any chance here whatsoever when this whole area is designed to be for level 15 plus characters who have actually come in with really good weaponry and whatnot? Well, the thing about Old World Blues is, because it tells you to bring your own weapons in, Therefore, the equipment it actually offers you, like, you know, the stuff that's unique to Old World Blues, needs to be pretty bloody good. Because this also wasn't the first bit of DLC that came out. So, the game's working under the assumption, 1, you've already got a bunch of good stuff from the base game, and 2, you've already seen some really fun toys from other DLC. So that means the stuff that this DLC gives you has to be pretty good to stand out. So, even though I start with nothing, there's a lot of surprisingly useful toys I can get my hands on surprisingly quickly. If that is, I can, you know, survive. That bit might be a bit on the tricky side, mind. So, for example, this is the very first room that you walk into. This is going to be your base, but, yeah, for the time being, most of it is not functional. Not the doctor, not the actual central intelligence, not even the sink. Actually, the sink through here simply does not function as a sink, because its personality file is missing, though, can't help myself to some lovely mentats, definitely help myself to some lovely drugs over here, but just floating through here, just sitting out next to your bed, are the mad scientist scrubs. And that gets me straight up to Science +5, Intelligence +1, and that's going to be a bit of a theme, because obviously Science is going to be one of the most important skills. I mean, it's fairly important in the base game of New Vegas anyway, but yeah, in the Mad Science DLC, Science is going to be even more important, and there are plenty of bits of clothing and other bits and pieces that are going to let me boost my Science, so even though my Science is currently, yes, a slightly pitiful 5 right now, straight away we've boosted immediately to 12. So that's +5 just from wearing the Mad Scientist scrubs, but plus another 2 as well, because every single +1 to any special stat leads to a +2 of any derived secondary stat, and Science is derived from Intelligence, so Science is already much higher than it was a second ago. Right, my first stim pack, bit of Radix and whatnot from this over here. That'll flippin' do. More drugs, because yeah, mentats are everywhere. And mentats are actually pretty bloody useful, because mentats boost intelligence by 2. That means Science goes up by 4, and as time goes by, that's going to be very useful indeed. Anyway, let's go meet our new masters. And yes, indeed, as we enter the think tank, there is a strange feeling of pacifism, so I cannot draw my weapon for some reason. That's gonna keep being a thing for a while, by the way, and honestly, I don't want to take these guys on regardless. It's not the easiest fight. Useless Steve is very much not ready for it. And now we need to meet the 5 doctors of the think tank. Though, I'm gonna be honest, this conversation, goes on for a while. Like, if you exhaust literally every option, it lasts about 20-25 minutes, so we're going to be skimming that down. I'll give you the cliff notes in a second, together with, you know, any particular highlights.
I thought I heard the pacification field kick in. All right, shh, nobody move. I'll handle this. Be warned, intruder. You are in the presence of a mighty think tank of Big Mountain, the collective geniuses of...
Dr. Klein, if my hypothesis is correct, this lobotomite is the repository of the brain we sent the signal to, the skinvelope once containing it. If so, it's proof that there may indeed be something beyond the crater. Just look at it. The way it blinks. It's like a big, hairless teddy bear.
I know what it is, Dala. I want to know why it's down here. With its limbs all over everything. And are those penises I see wriggling on its feet? Disgusting.
I believe those are toes, Dr. Klein. Little teddy bear toes. Penises are much larger than those tiny extremities. Not that I would know.
I don't recall the human penis ever being that large.
It depends on one's own frame of reference, Dr. O. Look at its little nose with its 2 orifices for ingesting oxygen.
Noses? Why, the great static. These lobotomites confound me with their sheer number of useless extremities.
I mean, to be clear, the script is just absolutely marvellous in this DLC, but I don't really want this video to just be 20 minutes of that. So instead, yes, I can rather comically fail some lovely, lovely checks here. So my science isn't actually good enough to attempt to communicate with them through gestures, so instead, I'm just going to offer the middle finger.
Great. Now the penis on its hand is achieving erection.
Dr. Klein, a transmission from the Forbidden Zone, coming right at us.
It can only be.
If it isn't my old colleagues, the mighty think tank of Big Mountain. Big fools, all of you. It is I, Dr. Mobius, transmitting from my dome-shaped dome in the Forbidden Zone. A zone that is, yes, forbidden to you. Even now, my deadly robo-scorpions swarm across Big Mountain with their pincers and pointy laser tails. Soon, all science will be mine! Even the technology sealed in the Big Mountain research centers cannot save you. So cower in your think tank. Wait for the end. That's all. Goodbye.
Mobius. Always the same broadcast. He's clearly mad, driven insane by his flawed and imprecise kindergarten-level research methodology.
And a quick bit of introductory to the surgery that I may have slightly undergone while I was out of it, which is why I'm in a patient gown, of course. So, they've scooped out my brain and put some Tesla coils in my head, and my brain sort of remote controlling me from somewhere or something. Yes, there's a lot of hand-waving science fiction nonsense in this DLC. Don't pay too much attention to it. Basically, I don't have a brain anymore, but that's actually good, because, to be honest, Useless Steve was barely using the damn thing. So, chem resistance is up, which is very, very good indeed, because, yes, we might be relying on chems more than usual, together with damage threshold up, minimum of +1, and that will be +1 for me, because, yeah, I've only got damage threshold of 3 right now. So for me, that's a massive increase.
Once it had removed the brain and I misplaced it, other organs began to cry for direction, using your nerves as telegraph wires. Rather than let them send their signals, I removed them as well. Shh, little organs. Go to sleep in your tanks. Dala loves you.
First was the heart.
And yes, indeed, Heartless. Now, this one's really, really damn nice, actually. So, healing items are now more effective, which is good, and robots will score less critical hits, which is kind of pointless for the most part. Robots won't be scoring that many critical hits anyway, but there are a fair few robots around, so it's fine, I guess. The more important thing is, yeah, healing items up. That's good, and can't be poisoned.
Oh, wait, I mean, second was the heart. Brain was first. Third was the spine.
And spineless as well. This one's really good. So damage threshold up by 1, and strength up by 1 as well. Very, very nice indeed. And here we flippin' go. I get myself 300 XP immediately just for completing Welcome to the Big Empty. So as a result of that, I've got myself a level up for free. And there we go, all the information we need from them. We'll get caught up on which quests we need to do first in a moment. But yes, next up, I've got myself a pitifully small 11 skill points and level 2. So as I say, science is going to be surprisingly important going forward. In the Mad Science DLC, perhaps that's not too surprising, but obviously, yes, I could do with a bit of everything sooner or later. Energy weapons is going to be very important too, because, yeah, the most powerful new guns are obviously mad science fiction-y sort of guns, and they're all going to be energy-ish, so we could do with as much energy as possible. In case you've never looked into the mathematics of how damage off guns is calculated in this game, basically, a gun has a certain amount of damage that it does under optimal conditions, i.e. you've maxed out the relevant skill. If you've got no skill points in that skill whatsoever, the gun does half damage. So, as a result of that, moving energy weapons up just moves me closer from 50% damage to 100% damage. So basically every 10 skill points gets you about 5 percentage points closer to 100%, or roughly 10% more damage than you would have been doing previously. So boosting that straight up to 15 or 16, possibly not the worst thing in the world. But as we've also previously established during the worst courier, sneak. At sneak of 5, enemies will just detect me when I've not even seen them yet. They are going to be vastly more perceptive than I am. Quite frankly, they will just detect me when I'm still, you know, around the corner, as far away from them as possible. So, that's going to be a problem. Sooner or later, I'm going to need a tiny bit of speech, but not much. Only the smallest, slightest amount. So, probably, I wouldn't actually object to a tiny bit of sneaking and a tiny bit of energy weapons. We'll get to science in a minute. And very important from my limited selection of level 2 perks here, Lady Killer. I want to take Lady Killer right now, because that's actually got some very important uses going forwards. So, main mission, we've now got to go to 3 facilities and get 3 bits of technology. X2, picking up the antenna array. X8, we're picking up a frequency for a special energy gun I've just been handed by these guys. And X13, a sneaky suit, a new suit of armor that's really, really bloody good. And while we're at X8, there's actually 2 missions I can do there. Sonic emitter upgrade, we definitely want to be doing that one. Now, Old World Blues is interesting because there's nothing to stop you speedrunning it if you really want to, but I definitely can't do that. I actually have to do a surprisingly thorough job doing as much of it as I possibly can, for the simple reason that if I don't, I'm just going to get slaughtered towards the end of it, because I won't be able to do a whole bunch of optional extra skill checks. Now, I'm aware, the idea of me doing optional extra skill checks right now looks pretty bloody laughable, but give it time, we might just be able to pull something off. I mean, look at this already. My new spine gets me strength +1. My new mad scientist gear gets me intelligence +1. I mean, we're basically almost a proper character already. But before we go anywhere, we need to absolutely rob this place dry, alright? Everything that's not nailed down. Okay, not that scrap metal, because that scrap metal was garbage. But like, you know, most things. Of particular note, ammunition over here, that's 25, can't do that. On top of this here console, Programmer's Digest. Science +10 whenever I need it. Gonna be very useful down the line, that. And over here, arguably the most important thing of all, though it's so easy to overlook. This tiny pair of glasses, so easy to walk past, yeah, those are Dr. Klein's glasses. Back from the days he, you know, wasn't a think tank, and thus had, you know, eyes and whatnot. Damage threshold of 1. Very few glasses give you any damage threshold whatsoever. And on top of that, repair +5, intelligence +1. Another +2 to all derived skills. And I wasn't actually expecting this. I'm not sure if I've just been very lucky or if I just failed to notice this during my research, but Stealth Boy. Oh my, that's gonna be bloody useful. Up on the balcony, meanwhile, Mobius's room is locked average, so I doubt I'll be getting that open at any point during this DLC. Lockpicking just is not the priority, but the other rooms are up for grabs, so we might be able to get ourselves at least a few bits and pieces here. That's some ammo. Never turn down ammo or drugs. Drugs are good, alright? Just take all of the drugs. And in Dr. Dala's bedroom, we're going to be needing, here we go, sexy sleepwear. Grab that. That's charisma +1. When the time comes, we might well be needing that. And don't forget, a hat. That there is a good hat. In fact, basically any hat is a good hat, because it means we don't need to look at bloody useless Steve's hair anymore. There we go. Much better. Half mad scientist, half cowboy. Love it. Plus, hat equals perception. Perception equals energy weapons. So, you see already, we're making some good steps forward here, even though we're only at level 2. Now, let's talk about the weapon they just gave me. This here is the sonic emitter. Energy pistol needs strength of 2, which I do have thanks to my new spine, but energy of 50 to actually use properly. So in that, it's not going to be very good. However, damage-wise, it's not terrible. It'll do, I suppose. Plenty of energy cells floating around, though I think that's because it's loaded with... is it loaded with the... hang on. Just said that. That's loaded with... No, that's not loaded with the bulk. Fine, so... It could be worse. It could be worse than what it is right now. Actually, that's as good as it is for the time being. But we can upgrade this thing. And, more importantly, it gets bonus damage versus robots. That's a flat 20 to any robot. Would be plus 50, I believe, outside of Big Mountain. But yeah, within Old World Blues, the robots are slightly... I don't know, hardened against EMP. EMP damage does not do as much damage as it would otherwise, because then you just bring in a bunch of EMP grenades from the outside world and just absolutely murder all of the robots. Though, critical strike paralysis is really nice. What's not nice is my chance of getting a critical strike is 1% base right now because of luck 1. So that's not going to be happening very often, but if it happens to... that's great. So, at the bare minimum, I've got... Okay, my armor's terrible. Damage threshold of 7 is embarrassing. The gun's not very good either, but, you know, it's a gun. It'll do as a starting point. At the bare minimum, at least I've got plenty of ammo for the damn thing. But, we're not done yet, because you can actually get yourself a surprisingly large amount of experience before you even leave the starting room, because there's a bunch of tiny quests you can do in here. Simply speak to Dr. Klein and he'll get annoyed that you're asking him questions. And as a result of that, he'll tell you to go and say hello to the other brains. And that's actually a quest right there. Each of the brains has their own mini quest too. But on top of that, there's another sort of hidden mini quest in here as well. So what we want to do is go down the route of, I have a strange passive sensation in here.
It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting or asking questions, apparently. Have to correct that next time. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub. We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight.
And yes, indeed, he mentions a couple of previous visitors that they had in Big Mountain recently.
Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains.
And there we go. That begins when visitors attack, so he won't tell you anymore, but simply walk over to Dr. O. No skill checks are needed whatsoever, just ask him about the previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of little Yangtze, our old human farm.
And go on, tell me more.
This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, 8 tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but...
And there we go. That there was Father Elijah, of course, because this DLC came out after Dead Money, so you'd already be familiar with Father Elijah. So that's another easy bit of XP right there. But there's even flipping more. Ask him about the others, because we know there was more than one.
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
And why would that be, Dr. O?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think you told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
Alright, and that begins yet another tiny quest that can just be completed immediately. The woman, by the way, is not brought up again by the brains, but that's Christine Royce, who shows up in her already stripped vocal cord form when we run into her in Dead Money. The guy, however, that's Ulysses.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
And there we go, yet more flipping XP. And that gets us straight up to level 3 as well. Now, we never find out officially exactly what the question that Ulysses put to Dr. Klein was. Mobius mentions it in passing later, saying that he was asking after history, and Ulysses himself later in Lonesome Road confirms that he basically challenged them about who are you that does not know your history. But we don't know precisely whether he got more practical information about, say, the location of the nukes. I'm not sure whether it's ever confirmed that the reason Ulysses can access the nukes in Lonesome Road is because he got the information from Old World Blues. I don't believe that's ever confirmed for certain, but basically the reason Dr. Klein can't remember it is because Mobius scrubbed it from his memory. We'll get into why when we get to Mobius down the line. But yeah, that was more about making sure these doctors in the think tank didn't realise there was an outside world more than anything to do with Ulysses himself. And yeah, you can also see here, there's a bunch of skill checks I can't do anything with yet, obviously. And here we go at level 3, absolutely beautiful. Now, we can't put off science forever. Science does need to be boosted, sooner rather than later in fact. So, okay, how much do we need to get it to immediately? Because yeah, this level I've only got 10 skill points, it's 11, 10 alternating because I've got an odd number in intelligence, the number being 1. I know technically it's 2 right now, but that 2 is being boosted up by the mad scientist scrubs, so it affects my derived statistics, it doesn't affect how many skill points I'm earning. Science of 13 should be fine for now, so a little bit more into energy weapons too, and no perk this level. So, that's pretty much all I can get out of this room for the time being. But honestly, the fact I just picked up a stealth boy, and I'm not even sure that's a guaranteed spawn, I'll take it. Also, I didn't actually do these yet. Okay, that's a basic scientist scrub right there. That's fine, but not as good as mad scientist. Scientist glove, unarmed weapon, damage of 22. Honestly, not bad, I'll take it. And back in my central little house bit, now the central intelligence has woken up, it functions as a repair thingy and a shop too. Though honestly, it's not selling too much. So, 1 shovel, sonic emitter revelation in case you like, I don't know, lose it or something. Another scientist glove, we've got one of them already. And yes, a big old pile of ammo if you need ammo. But we're okay for the time being. Now, if I had a higher gun skill, I would actually have a lovely big machine gun right now, but I don't have the gun skill to ask for that, so I can't have the really, really big puppy machine gun thingy, tragically. We might get one down the line, just not quite yet. I just realised I almost forgot something in the think tank. Dear oh dear, that's very, very scruffy of me indeed. Picking your brains, you may as well just go and say hello to the various brains and pick up all of their subquests, because one of them I can do immediately. Sorry, we're not done here at all yet, actually. No, not in the slightest. Right, Dr. Boris, nothing I can do with you just yet. And as for Dr. 8, we can't really communicate with him at all. Not yet, anyway. Because he speaks in whatever that thing is. And yes, indeed, we heard an attack of some description. And for the time being, we simply cannot communicate with him. But with enough science, we can. And it's going to be very important that sooner or later, we win the brains over to our side. Because there are basically 3 ways to ultimately resolve the situation in the think tank. either murder them, I will not be able to do that, I will be slaughtered. 2, some really, really, really hard skill checks, not a chance, can't do any of that. Or 3, simply win these people round by doing their subquests, which is what we need to do. I just need to make sure a majority of the people in the room, so there are 5 people here, 3 of them need to have been won round before the end of this. Here we go, Science Checker 75. That's the one, because throughout this DLC, there's a bunch of really difficult checks. Some of them are special checks. Those are just going to be a no-go. So I basically need to prioritise the skill checks, because it's much easier to boost your skills than it is your perception. Especially science. There's going to be so many tools that we're going to have by the end of this to boost science. But don't worry about him just for now. Just for the time being, leave him be.
If it isn't the fascinating little lobotomite.
And as for Dala, who seems very interested in you...
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
Yeah, Dala's a bit of an odd one. There's another 75 XP for picking your brain, so moving towards level 4 there. And go on, I'll gladly say a few words for you.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's mouthal cavity.
So, yes indeed, she's a little bit into you in her own way, and that begins coming out of her shell. Now, normally you'd need, I believe it's a perception check of 8 to figure out what's going on with her, precisely. Or alternatively, because she keeps mentioning teddy bears and calling you a teddy bear, bring her a teddy bear, and that leads to a skill check of 45. But if you've got Lady Killer, you can immediately figure out that, yeah, there's something sexual going on here.
What? Nonsense.
And now all we need to do is just, you know, do a bit of closing eyes, coughing, maybe rubbing my hands along the side of my face. Oh, by the way, don't do this at home right now, by the way. All of this is very much opposed to coronavirus advice. But it's fine, because there's no coronavirus in the Fallout universe. But don't do any of this at home, alright? Like, you know, cough into your elbow and don't touch your face and whatnot, alright? This is the sort of escapism that we're achieving in video games these days.
What? What are you doing?
And now we're going to do a bit of coughing, because, yeah, this gets you a fair bit of, like, XP, which is very welcome.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
And one last bit of closing eyes, breathing deeply and stretching.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
And go on, just give in, it's fine. Enjoy a bit of formography.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
And I'd be very happy to come back and breathe for you anytime.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
This is a very, very disturbing quest, and yes, you can come back once every 24 hours for some more microfusion cells and whatnot. Also, fun fact, despite all the images displayed in the actual intro sequence that implies, Big Mountain always looked roughly like it does now, actually, no, Big Mountain did used to be an actual mountain. It becoming a crater is much more recent.
Yes, Big Mountain was quite big indeed until the Great Static. Then the top of the mountain was used as part of a detonation experiment. This cleared additional space in the crater, however, allowing us more real estate to build upon. Convenient. Efficient.
Now, obviously, that doesn't make a huge amount of sense, because the implication seems to be plenty of this facility used to be underground, but now it's exposed to the air. I think it's Dr. O that goes into a bit more detail there, but large amount of the architecture clearly couldn't possibly have functioned if this entire facility used to be underground. So I'm not sure if that was a really late addition to the plot or something, but it is a bit on the odd side. Anyway, that's one doctor on site. We've seduced Dr. Dala relatively easily, so she's now going to be on site when the moment of crisis comes. But sadly, that is all we can do here. Now we need to step outside, where the murder shall begin. Not me murdering the lobotomites and everything else murdering me. So many times. Because the thing about Big Mountain is, it is just, a big old circle. And basically none of it's gated away. None of it's closed off until you've done, other bits and pieces. You can do it pretty much at any order of your choosing. Which does raise, yes, difficult questions about where to begin. Because right now I don't really have any particularly good weapons. My armor is flimsy. I don't really have anything going for me whatsoever. So, where do you begin when this whole area is full of enemies that are going to try and eat me, and I've got no realistic way to defend myself? Well, that's a difficult question, but on balance, I'd like to at least try to head south, because if I head due south, I'm heading towards the X2 transmitter antenna array. That one is the closest and the easiest one to get, and on top of that, it's close by to Higgs Village, which is that large square structure just to the right of the X2. And that's got some really good loot in it. It's guarded, but only by lobotomites. Lobotomites do scale to you like many enemies, even though the game says, hey, don't come here until you're level 15. Just in case you do, enemies do scale appropriately. So there are a bunch of enemies who will start appearing because I'm below level 5. So for the time being, lobotomites should have between 75 and 135 hit points with barely any damage threshold, which is still going to be difficult to deal with, but should at least be manageable. The alternative is up here. That's going to be Little Yangtze, which was mentioned to us by, was it Dr. Klein a second ago, where Elijah went. So if we go there, there's some really good weapons. I'm going to see if I can get over there. I don't know whether I'll be able to pull it off, but if I could get to Little Yangtze, that'd be a really good starting point. At least then I can get myself a decent gun. I literally just stepped outside and I'm in danger. Immediately. This here, this is the problem that we've got with Sneak being as low as it is, which is that enemy literally detected me the moment I stepped outside. And what we basically need to do is just shoot him and... okay, he's... Oh, this is good. This is good right here. This is marvelous. So I'm half dead right now, and he's just gonna shoot me with a shotgun. Okay, welcome to Big Mountain. Oh look, there's another one in the background. Oh, this is marvelous. This is marvelous. Obviously, I'm playing on very hard difficulty, naturally. Okay. We need to try and take everything out of his hands if we can. I'm not even sure whether this thing can knock weapons out of hands. I mean, it possibly can. I'm about to die. Okay, my health is low. I'm aware. There we go. Okay, grab that. Grab it. Okay, he doesn't have a gun anymore. You also don't have a gun. Okay, so what we're going to do now is... Now we don't have... Oh, bloody hell, there's so many of them. Okay, so... This actually kind of works. That might be absolutely all of them who are down over by X2. But now none of them have got... yeah, none of them have actually got any form of projectile. So this is going to be a little bit on the tricky side, but... Just hit me with an axe. Okay, this is fine. Everything's under control. Okay, plan 2 is just basically to run. To run as fast as we can, try and make it to Lil Yangtze. And ideally not run into... Because there's often a... Actually, there's no trauma harness around here. Okay, use pipes. Pipes are good, because enemies who are just... Okay, someone else is, like, you know, shooting me right now, but that's with laser weaponry too. That's probably right there, the trauma harness I just mentioned. That's a-okay. Everything's under control, aside from, there's also mines dotted about. Don't worry about that. Stimpak's worn off. Okay, this is absolutely a-okay. We have made it to Lil Yangtze through the extremely strong tactic of running the hell away. And there are the robots that were mentioned. The robots that just basically decided to, you know, be cut down. Now we hide in here. Okay, this is fine. Is anyone going to teleport in here? Doesn't appear so. Okay, so this is positive. This is very positive. Honestly, I'm just happy to chill out right here in Lil Yangtze for a while everybody gets bored and stops following me. Because over here, we can, yeah, get ourselves nice and set up, which is beautiful. We can have ourselves some mentats. I do not need that jumpsuit. That is... Actually, you know what? It weighs 1, it gets me repair +5. I can't recall whether I need repair, but just in case... I'll be taking that. And proton throwing axes. That'll flippin' do the job. I mean, when I say that'll do the job, actually that is, yeah, damage 22 versus this thing, which is damage 18. So it's not actually, like, any better whatsoever. But, like, you know, it's better than nothing, I suppose. And I'll also be taking a book shoot upgrade. Really don't need that. Don't need that at all. Though the notes up here in this tower do confirm, because yeah, these are Father Elijah's notes, that the only reason he went to the Sierra Madre in the first place was because Ulysses told him about it. So you gotta feel like Ulysses sort of set him up there in many ways. And more importantly, a note saw a glint from a scope on the far side of the compound. So that is very much worthy of note. Wasn't actually Ulysses, instead that's Christine Royce from the Brotherhood sent to hunt Elijah down. So, okay, that was literally my only Stimpak. So, that's fine. We're going to be relying on Sunset Sarsaparilla and Nuka-Cola for my healing for, you know, the indefinite future, actually. Okay, straight back into danger outside. Some people are following, yes. So, some of them made it up to me. Now, one of them might choose to come in here by himself. I'm not even sure whether they can come through this load zone. The one with the... Oh! Oh, that's the trauma harness. Oh, that's not fair. You're gonna be trouble. Okay. You, I think we just need to run from, actually. We just need to get the flip out of here. Because, yes, there's a really powerful gun here. That's Elijah's special gun right there. This thing is a beast, but its condition is appalling, and it's going to break. Yeah, very quickly. I mean, damage 24 is not spectacular so far, but... it'll do, I suppose. I just need to basically get all the ammo I can, because this is a lot of ammo right over here. Then I need to basically GTFO. Can I get over here? Is that even allowed? That does not seem to be. That's allowed. Right, we're going into the camp right now. Do I want to go over to this thing right now, though? Probably not. Inside this camp, all we're going to have is, yeah, the various ghouls who are left over here. Do a little bit of Sunset Sarsaparilla just to keep me going. I might be able to lose them back here. Nope, definitely not. Okay, we'll come back here later, possibly. What I need to do is... Oh, that's a sentry bot! Okay, these guys are fine, though, because these guys can't actually leave the compound. Because if they leave the compound, they explode. So that's all absolutely A-okay. Please stop trying to punch me. Alright, I'm just trying to leave right now. I'm just trying to go. Alright, that's great. That's sentry bot. They're only Mark 3s, though, so surprisingly, they're not actually that strong. They'll be stunned when I say that. I mean, that one just killed me. Okay, but you can see there, the gun at least does have an impact. This is, I can fix this. Okay, lure them to the far side over there. And yes, you may notice one thing in particular about this DLC that's a bit unusual, which is, yeah, none of the enemies actually decide they're going to work against each other. They're all basically on one team, and the team is not you. I'm aware I'm leaving Christine's rifle behind right now, by the way. I think that's probably for the better, just to basically get the hell out of Dodge. For now, I'm just going to see if I can clamber up top here. This is a good enough place to be. You're coming at me with a big old axe. That's A-okay. In fact, that was probably a throwing axe, actually. Everything's under control. Don't worry. It's all fine. That throwing axe isn't going to do too much to me from a basic lobotomide. That there is that the tunnel? Yes, the west tunnel. I think that's good. In fact, I can't do much with it just yet, but hang on over here. Okay, I've accidentally come into a really good... I forgot there was a plasma mine there. Okay, still in danger, but no one's actively attacking me just this second. So, do not forget about the mine. The mine is important, but more importantly, this cliff is sort of skyrimmable. If I could just get into the right spot here. Come on, there we go. Right. Get up top, this cliff, right here. Oh, yep, I'm being shot, but that's all A-okay. Just get around the corner. Okay, so I've decided to go to X13, like, much earlier than I was expecting. Not originally a part of my plan, but not actually a terrible idea regardless. So this is going to be absolutely A-okay. Because if nothing else, I'm on top of a cliff right now. A cliff that nobody else should be able to climb. So this is good. This is all good news. Okay, I'm back in danger. I'm not sure who's found me, but you know, with stealth this low, who bloody knows? It could be anybody. The thing is, I've got myself a get out of jail free card that this DLC very kindly provides, which is, let's just go over to the map here. So yes, the edge of the map. This is a radar fence. It's not a physical barrier. I can run straight through it. If I run straight through it, I get teleported back to the sink balcony. And that's actually kind of good news for me, because it means any enemies that are chasing me, they just basically return to their original positions. They don't get to murder me anymore. So that's marvellous. That's some good stuff. But X13 is actually very, very useful, especially if you approach it from, say, this angle over here. Because this angle over here means you can get onto the roof. You can't normally get on the roof. The stairs have collapsed. But if I just go over to here, and then just drop down over to here. One, I've now discovered this location, so I can fast travel back here, which is very, very bloody convenient. And also thereby bypassed a whole bunch of Night Stalkers in this part of the world. But this is one of those spots where, yeah, Elijah was hanging out. He mined this place up. There's a big old pile of mines, including pulse mines. And yes, that there is another version of the same laser gun I just picked up. Can't have that, though. Alright, none of that's particularly useful. None of that's useful either. But that now gets me a second one of those guns. This was not the plan, by the way. My plan was, oh, I'll just head south and I'll go to X2 and Higgs or whatnot. That was my original plan, because I figured I'd never be able to make it to Little Yangtze because of, you know, the trauma harness that's basically the Who Turned Out the Lights guy in Doctor Who. Fun fact, by the way, if you're playing with Wild Wasteland trait enabled, they do literally say Who Turned Out the Lights, which is lovely. Okay. The problem is my repair skill is not great. I can make that plus 52% just because of the quality of that gun. Honestly, that's got to be worth it. I'm already gaining plus 5 repair right there. If I put on that jumpsuit, can I get a little bit more out of this? Plus 53. Yeah, take it. Elijah's Advanced Lair is a really good gun. So that's now up to damage 37, DPS 102. I don't have the strength or the energy to use the damn thing, but regardless, it kind of doesn't matter. It's really damn good, alright? It's by far my best weapon. So having that in hand, that's a big step forward, because the DPS versus Revelation is, yeah, it's about 5 times higher. The problem is it's made out of paper. This thing will just fall apart. It will fall apart in seconds, alright? It just breaks constantly. So I need to find more lair guns to keep this thing repaired. Okay, thought number 2. While I'm actually here, I could pick up the armor from X13 because, okay, fun thing about Old World Blues. Old World Blues, basically unlike pretty much the whole rest of Fallout New Vegas, is a troll when it comes to spawning in enemies to mess with you. You see, the vast majority of Fallout New Vegas, enemies are just where they are, okay? The game doesn't just spawn enemies at you to be a dick. Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 will do that. Fallout New Vegas generally doesn't, except in Old World Blues. Old World Blues is full of triggers where if you do the wrong thing, enemies will just straight up appear. So knowing what those triggers are is pretty bloody important. But I'll say, while I'm literally right here, nip inside. Because X13 is actually pretty much safe. So I've managed to, yeah, get inside here. This is the facility where I get myself the sneaky suit. So, okay, may as well, you know, loot the place dry while I'm passing through. Though, yeah, the order in which I should do things is highly questionable. So, for example, yeah, there's a force field here. If I'd gone to X8 on the far side of the facility first, then I'd be able to open that up, but I can't open that up. But for the most part, X13's not a bad starting point. That I can't open, that's average locked, because there's nothing to stop you just immediately grabbing the armor. The way this facility works is you get the armor for free, and there's the boots, by the way. So I've now got myself some armor. There's some really good cheap red paste as well. So have that, we can sell that back at the sink, which is just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, you get the armor for free. Now, at some point, Dr. Mobius is going to spawn some bloody rad scorpions at you, but gaining the suit isn't what triggers it. Alright, and by the way, we can see here, of course, yeah, this suit was America trying to retro-engineer Chinese stealth armor, which is kind of cool. Presumably in the aftermath of, yeah, Operation Anchorage. And the suit is really, really damn good. Not just because it's got 14 damage threshold, though that's really damn good as well, but more importantly, sneak plus 15. So, because I'm now wearing that, I go straight up to sneak of 25. Which is not spectacular, but, you know, it's also not terrible.
Who can I hide you from today?
Also, the suit has got a lovely, lovely voice. You've got to love the suit's voice. Now, the suit would normally inject me with stim packs when I need them, but I don't have any stim packs, so that's just gonna not be a thing for the time being. Okay, I've now got the stealth suit, but by running tests, I can make it better. But, if I run those tests right now, the scorpions will spawn. Okay, I might be able to do some more looting, even though I don't actually want to do the test, because yes, I'm not in a position to deal with the rad scorpions. Not yet.
If you want to be sneaky, turn off your Pip-Boy light.
Okay, you can leave off the sass actually, but whatever. Yes indeed, here we go. Got ourselves Nuke Cola Victory, and Nuke Cola, and Quartz. In the absence of stealth boys, yeah, basically downing soft drinks is going to be my primary form of healing for the time being. So that's good. That's all going to be absolutely lovely. Still, having some extra powerful, yeah, Nuke Cola, that's going to be surprisingly important going forward for the time being. Anyway, check the security terminal, because if you're not wearing the suit, you can't enter the test chamber. So, down over there, we've got the terminal to kick off the little test thing. But before we do that, we can start exploring in full. So, this area is now currently unlocked. If you've got either science or lockpick of 75, you can just basically break this whole thing, by the way. For the simple reason that you start the test, then you just run up here. You use either, yeah, hacking of 75 or lockpick of 75 to get round over here. Then you just tootle round in this direction. Open this door that once again is nice and open. Turn this way, jump down over here, and congratulations, you've just completed the test. And I'll be helping myself to some very valuable stuff here. Because yes, we might need money to top up ammo. Ammo's not necessarily going to be that easy to, sort out at the minute. Purely because I'm going to be using a lot of it. Because all my guns are half as strong as they should be. Which is just going to be... It's just going to be great. Still, for the time being, just help myself to everything. Grab eyeglasses in case, the important glasses I've got start running out of strength or whatever. That's down into the test area. Don't need that. I believe there's a couple of upgrades I can get off some of these systems. Here we go, the puppy cannon, which sadly we don't have right now, but if I did have it, here's an upgrade for it. And another Nuka-Cola victory, more drugs, some highly valuable red paste and salient green, soylent green of course, and more sunset sarsaparilla, all of that good stuff. This is absolutely flippin' marvellous. And a second one too, so more mods for the canine gun when we actually get that. In fact, will we even get that on my route? I don't know whether we'll actually get that or not, but we don't have it for the time being at least. And one more upgrade just from reading all the terminals, that's the Y7 upgrade. So that gets you extra healing from food. Now, normally that's kind of garbage, but actually, for me, that might not be terrible. Now, I'm pretty sure I can't install it right now because I need the auto dock to be online. And the auto dock is not online right now. I'd need to go and find his personality matrix to do that. And that I'm not ready to do just yet. Okay, while I know I could do the test right now, if I complete the test, then, I need to deal with some robot scorpions. That I'm not ready to do, though I will be gladly helping myself to some more micro-fusion cells and energy cells. And bobby pins! That's really bloody useful, because I'm pretty sure right now I literally have no bobby pins whatsoever. There's a laser pistol, by the way. That never flipping hurts. Bunch of stuff is... locked up here, and you guys are fine until the testing begins. This whole area is weird, by the way, and plays by some really weird rules, which is, you're supposed to, in the test, sneak through this whole area and not get spotted. But, ooh, stealth boy. Oh, that's definitely not guaranteed. I'm pretty certain that's not guaranteed. Oh, I've been very lucky that I've got 2 stealth boys right now. That's golden. That's absolutely golden. Right flipping there. What I do have, though, is pulse mines. Now, pulse mines are good, but obviously not as good as they might be against robots outside of Big Mountain. Just because, these guys basically take half whatever the EMP damage a normal robot would. I'll tell you what, this area's been worth it just for the Sunset Sarsaparilla. Now, sorry, as I was saying before I was distracted by the wonderful stealth boy right over there. Even though the robot's detecting you is kind of like the purpose of the test, if you just kill the robots, if you just straight up murder them right now, which with this new gun I could almost certainly do, together with wiping out the turrets, they don't respawn for the first 3 tests. So at that point you can basically just walk through it. And I don't know whether that's a bug that I've just encountered several times in the past, but the only time the robots respawn is during the final test, where you're supposed to be literally deactivating the robots. They have to respawn for that one, where you sneak up behind them to turn them off. And yes, I know the light's on, it's fine. My bloody armor's being sarky with me, bloody hell. So the test is remarkably simple. The problem is the rest of it. I do have those pulse mines. I've got the pulse mines, but no. The sensible thing to do is wait for the time being. Wait till I'm just a tiny bit stronger. Because now I can fast travel back here and just step inside anytime I want to. Okay, this has been a good first step. I've now got some good armor and I've got a good gun. Let's not, go too far here. Because there is one place I definitely want to go before I try and do this. And be ready, by the way, because some enemies might be waiting for me outside. I don't care if they are or not. You know what, it's going to be much easier for me to stay hidden right now. For the simple reason that... Oh, no, never mind. Yep, I know, something's detected me. That's a-okay. Put the gun away and now just run beyond the perimeter. and the game's going to say, hey, perimeter warning, you're trying to escape Old World Blues. Oh, you absolute bastard. Well, you know what we're going to do as a result? We're going to teleport you straight back to where you should be. And now I'm going to be warped back to the sink balcony. And here's the thing. That means the enemies are no longer following me. And more importantly, you may have noticed there in the top left for a second, there's actually an achievement that relates to that. If I just do that twice in a row, I get myself some bonus XP, which is what we're gonna do immediately. So, straight back to X13, if you'd be so kind, exactly where I just was. And now, we just do the exact same run a second time. And this time I'm going to be...
Ready,
okay, yep, caution
steady,
into danger. I don't even
ready.
know what's detecting me. It's probably something on the bloody other side of the map. So, nope. Actually, I'll just be coming straight back to the sink balcony. Second time. But on this occasion, having done it twice in a row, you'll be giving me a bit of extra XP. 2 out of 2, 100 XP. Lovely, thank you. Already almost at level 4. And how am I in danger on the balcony? Are you detecting me from the ground? This is... low sneak, man. Low sneak is just, it's just lunacy. They're chasing me from down there. The next question, mind, is, how badly have I messed up enemy placements? Like, have the lobotomites to the south, the ones who murdered me with the shotgun, have they just, you know, returned to their original position? Or are they now over close by to the camp? I don't know, you know. Alright, in danger. Yep, fine. Because, you know, I've stepped outside. And it's Old World Blues. I see something over there. Ah! Are you Shotgun Man by any chance? Yep, that's Shotgun Man. But this time I've got myself... aha! Okay, there's people with guns, but on this occasion... oh, yeah. On this occasion, actually, I think we'll find we can be dealing with them. Well, broadly, anyway. I just need to deal with the ones with guns. Okay, you're Captain Shotgun. And, oh, bloody hell, the VATS. Okay, 81%. 2 shots. Head crippled, and just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Do not let him fire again, and do not let him fire. I said do not let him fire again. Oh, there's more people with guns, though. Okay, another person's picked up a... okay, this is still going to be tricky. I just need to deal with the people who've got guns. Or, actually, hang on. I think a group of them swing in from the left. So if that's true... hang on. I'm just going to put a mine right there. And we're going to see if that actually helps in any meaningful way. Because I suspect a bunch of them are coming from that direction. Alright, I see you over there. Oh, yeah, that'll flip it do. That'll flip it do. I thought so. Oh, more of them have got guns now. So many more of them have got guns. But actually... oh, they're all coming from that direction. Okay, I think we're onto something here. Plasma mines. Yes, plasma mines, my best friend. Okay, so we're just going to put all of the plasma mines, like so many plasma mines, like 3 or 4 should do that. Actually, no, 4. 4 will do the job. Right, put 4 plasma mines. That was too many plasma mines. But we're onto a basically solid idea here. There we go, there they go. I see them on the side there. Right, over in that direction. Back away. And now all 3 of them are about to walk into that. And... okay, that's 100 XP right over there. Are they actually dead, mind? Are they dead? Well, I got 100 XP, which is at least some of them are dead. Okay, the one who's... oh, the one who's not dead, the one that didn't have the gun. Screw you, you stupid bastard. Okay, now the Shotgun Man, but we're onto a good thing here. Keep drinking the sunset sarsaparilla. I'm still in danger, officially. I don't know from what, but... I mean... this feels positive to me, right? This feels like a step in the right... oh, hang on. I think I see one over there. Patient gown. Proton axe. Damage 22. It's not terrible. Yeah, I see you over there, but you're not holding a gun, are you? You're not holding a... no, you're holding some form of... okay, do not use Elijah's weapon unless you have to. If you can, use the emitter. Did he just pick up... he just picked up the shotgun, you absolute dick! Okay, more lobotomites coming in. Oh, more of them have... oh, this is good. This is good. Just keep drinking. Keep drinking sarsaparilla. Okay, this is fine. Everything's under control. We just need to kill literally every... bloody hell. I needed to pick up the guns. If I just picked up the guns, we'd be in much better shape right now. Okay, this time, taking out those first 4. Grab that and... level 4. Okay, I actually got to level up, which suggests I'm not actively being hunted right now, that's exciting. Okay, I need more sneak just so the enemy are not detecting me immediately. Okay, that's really important. And I need more science because, well, I just need more science. That's really important too. So, maybe a tiny bit less science and a tiny bit more sneak. That's fine. And level 4 too. Okay. I don't need confirmed bachelor. Lady Killer is more important for a male character in this DLC. Cannibal is, I mean, fine, but I've got enough soft drinks for now. Instead, take intense training. I would not say no to a bit more endurance, you know. I wouldn't say no at all. Okay, now, hoover up the weapons and then hide inside until morning. Okay, just hoover up every single weapon and then start running. Okay, caution, danger. Yep, okay, they're coming for me. But that's absolutely fine. Just grab everything, and now we go and hide inside. They can't get into the sink. Hopefully. I don't actually know, but I really hope not. Alright, then we're just going to go to sleep. It's going to be fine. I'm still in danger. I'm in danger inside my safe room. Okay, it's morning. I'm well rested. In fact, I should have just slept in the first place. I could have a little bit more, I could have a bit more XP right now if I'd just been well rested before I did all of that. Okay, if you're playing along at home, that's 10 XP I just left on the table. But now my sneak's at 31. It's not spectacular, but it's not terrible either. That should be enough, hopefully, that we're at least, vaguely okay for now. Like, maybe some people won't detect me, as crazy an idea as that is. Also, that reminds me, Mr. Sync Central Intelligence Unit. Yes, all of them squeezings and whatnot. I can sell all of that. In fact, actually, hang on, do I want to sell all of that? That's actually a healing item. Normally I just treat that as, nice stuff I can... John, you picked up the sneak training book, and you didn't read it, you mad bastard. Right, okay. What about that, the thin red paste and the thick red paste? That's a healing item. That's actually a really good healing item. I already knew that in the back of my head. I just sort of forgot about it, because you don't normally think about, the pastes as healing items. You just sell them for money. But actually, that's really good. Though he is selling a weapon repair kit for only 31. Honestly, I'll take that. That's fine. Honestly, anything that keeps Elijah's weapon running is gold dust right now. And yeah, those upgrades I picked up for the K9000, not really going to be able to afford them, to be honest. Okay, back outside in the morning, but now we've got a lobotomite who's only got an axe. And excuse me, nice and close if you'd be so kind. And, oh yeah, now we're starting to have a bit of an impact on these lads. Please fire before he hits me with an axe, thank you. And I'm still in danger. Probably more of them are coming in. It's fine. We just need to kill literally every lobotomite in the world. It's not... In fact, you know what? I'm just going to go and sleep for another hour. Screw you. The lobotomites can just go back to wherever it is they live. Oh, there's so many more. They keep spawning outside. Please just go away. Just leave me alone. I've done nothing to you aside from whatever it is I have done to you. I don't know. Right, you need to just naff. All of you just need to naff the flip off. Okay, you've died. You've just got an axe. Okay, just seriously, go away. What are you doing? Right, he's trying to pick up a gun, isn't he? He's trying to pick up a gun. Yes, no, you dick. Oh, I just shot it out of his hands. Bloody badass. Right, excuse me. No, you don't. No, please just... How did you miss? Rifles sometimes go through people's heads. Go away. Do not come back. I do not want to see you around here again. Right, time to eat some lovely thin red paste and wash it down with a Sunset Sarsaparilla, and that's some good healing. He's got a shotgun now, hasn't he? I hate you so much. Die, you stupid dick. I mean, the advantage is we've probably front-loaded a lot of our fighting against these lads, because at this point we've taken out pretty much every single lobotomite in the south of the map. Aha, I see one more coming in from over there. I don't even know how you're aware of my existence, but, well done. You've successfully found me. We're just going to try and, hit him with Revelation. And if we're lucky, we might even paralyze him. No, you don't. No, you flipping don't. Right in the face. Okay, he's down, added to the pile at this point. And I've taken a bit of damage. Okay, I'm going to go have another rest. Sooner or later, the game's going to have completely run out of lobotomites. Hopefully. Okay, stepped outside and straight away we're back into danger, officially. I don't know precisely from who, but I feel like maybe I just have to get used to being in danger, like, literally all of the time. That's just how we're going to be. Oh, the corpses. The giant pile of corpses. Did I get literally all of the weapons off your bodies, by the way? Because I can't have them sitting around, so, you know, other people... Nuka-Cola. So other people can get the weapons. I think we've got literally everything at this point. Right. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'd say that's enough for now. This is a good little introduction to how things are going to be in Old World Blues, which is, Old World Blues is not meant for me. I'm supposed to be significantly stronger in every way, but we're alive for now. Admittedly, I've completely thrown out what was my plan, which was, you know, to go straight down over there and take out some lobotomites, but that turned out to be, you know, significantly harder than I thought. So instead, we just went on a Benny Hill chase through a concentration camp, and then up the side of a cliff, and then to go and get some better armor, and it is some much better armor. That's absolutely lovely. But yes, next time we'll head over to X2, unless something else goes wrong and I get completely distracted. And yes, Higgs Village, there's some good stuff to get in there. We need to discuss what we can and can't pick up in that part of the world, and we'll be having our first fight against the deadly Robo-Scorpion. So that's gonna be a nightmare too. So hopefully you join me next week for that, ladies and gentlemen. This should not be a long series. Old World Blues is not a big DLC. It's very dense, but there's not a huge amount to it in some ways. Plenty of it I simply can't go up to. So, yeah, this will not be a long series. This will just be a little mini-series. But, I'd say I'm looking forward to it, but that's a lie. That's a lie. I'm dreading it. I'm absolutely dreading it. So hopefully you join me for some more dread next week, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been many a true nerd, and this has been Fallout New Vegas Old World Blues with the Level 1 Naked Useless Survival Run. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If we just hide the bodies, nobody needs to know about this. Yes! My stupid plan has worked! It turns out I'm a genius! The giant rat scorpion is not gone! Oh, hang on, there's more yet, though. I'm still being very shocked. Guys, where's the NCR? Nobody needs to know.